We're leaving the car at home today on the Express. Coming up, bike, walk, or cartwheel your way to Car Free Day.
The time is so now for this, and what we're working towards is a car-free city, car-free streets.
We're joining cities like Amsterdam, Budapest, and New York. We're reclaiming the streets at the 4th annual Car Free Day in Vancouver. Also on today's Express,
Velomobiles are a unique way of getting around town.
it's turning heads wherever it goes. But is it a bike or a car?
From Vancouver to Halifax on a single gallon of fuel.
Taking fuel efficiency to the next level at UBC.
I get about 60 kilometers of range, which is more than enough for my commute.
You've heard of the electric car, but what about the electric bike?
Less vehicles on the road, maybe, and more people using transit.
And we get your thoughts on the future of the car. That and so much more coming up on today's Express. Welcome to the Express, everybody. I'm Bianca Salterbeck, filling in for Johanna Ward. And today's show is all about alternative transportation. We've got bikes, we've got electric cars, and velomobiles. And you'll have to stay tuned to find out what those are. And what better place to host the show from than right here on Commercial Drive at Car Free Day. But first up, we're going to have a look at cycling. We're joining reporter Aaron Shaw at Canby Cycles to get the latest on bikes.
Canby Cycles is a place where bikes look like bikes, but something is just a little bit different. Offering an alternative to alternative transportation, Brock Davis and his staff have been putting bums on bikes since 1986.
Lots of people do ride who have ridden or just given it up because it's got some kind of physical. I used to get numb fingers for one thing, and neck aches, and you get problems with your prostate, and just sitting on those little pie-shaped seats is not always the best place to be sitting.
The Recumbent is the ultimate solution to seat comfort issues.
Recumbent bikes are good because they take all of those stress points away. Like you don't have to hold yourself up. You can just your arms are just like as if you were driving a car.
But they take a little getting used to.
They're a little less stable than an upright bike for sure.
I'll give you a little bit of a push and I'll make sure you don't fall into the bushes. I'll try.
I appreciate that. I'm right. I'm going right.
All right, you got it.
Whoa!
After about 10 minutes or so, I got the hang of it.
This is really hard to steer.
Your body and the bike are the same. You don't.
We are one.
But if balance is something you demand right away, try a trike.
They're stable. They're not going to fall over.
No hands.
They are slightly wider, but when you're in a recumbent position, you are in a wider position anyway.
And for those who are sick and tired of getting their bikes stolen, there's this, the folding bike.
Undo that, push the seat down, flip this quick release down, put the handlebars down. Flip this up, another safety catch. Whole bike will fold.
Small enough to fit in a car or under your desk, you can take this one with you.
They handle pretty well, and they make them light. They're making a lot bigger selection now of better quality folding bikes than they used to. Signal!
Now what's your excuse for not riding? I'm Aaron Shaw in Vancouver for The Express.
Now, Canby Cycles also carries trailers for hauling equipment or kids, and unicycles as well as folding bikes. And you get more information on their website. And now there are plenty of bikes around here today at Car Free Day on Commercial Drive. Coming up, we celebrate alternative ways of getting around the city. Plus, $5 at the pump will get you across the country in this car.
A team of mechanical engineering students from UBC spent 10 months designing it and calibrating the various components that give this vehicle its superior fuel efficiency.
So So maybe we've inspired you to consider cycling on today's show, but perhaps you're a little nervous about navigating the downtown Vancouver traffic. Well, you're not alone. Reporter Tracy Palazzari has found another type of alternative transportation that incorporates the human power of the pedal with a shield to protect you from the elements and the odd erratic driver.
They generate a lot of stares and sometimes a few laughs, but velomobiles are a unique way of getting around town. They're made from recumbent bikes or tricycles with the addition of a full fairing or aerodynamic shell. Steve Schleicher stumbled across them as he looked online for a solution to cycling in bad weather conditions.
And so then I discovered there was something called a streamliner or velomobiles. And I went, oh, where do you get these? And then the answer is Europe. Okay, and I went, how long do you have to wait? Quite a while to get one. So I went, oh. And then a friend of mine mentioned, says, you could do this, you have everything you need in the shop. And I said, yeah, you're right. And so that's how I started.
Schleicher has been making kayaks at his Maple Ridge facility for more than 25 years. Velomobiles seem to be catching on just a bit slower.
I think right now we're just dealing with the really early adopters, right? So it's a really small market, but it has the potential to grow a little bit, I think.
When the owners of the only 3 velomobiles on the Lower Mainland get together, it's sure to draw a crowd.
You don't get a lot of negative reactions. I had one guy say to me, get a real bike. That was funny. But aside from that, it's generally people give you a lot of space. I stick to the bike routes and the bike paths downtown and stuff, and try not to get in anybody's way.
And while driving these things in traffic seems like a daunting prospect, our guys managed just fine.
Close calls. Only coming down Kingsway, a guy opened his door, but he closed it just in time as I went past. So I was going pretty fast along. You shouldn't go fast when you're close to doors. So.
One study has shown that driver error is most likely to cause a crash, and while not as sturdy as a car, the velomobile does offer some protection.
The first thing that happens is if you happen to drive too fast and you roll it over somehow on a corner, or if something happens, get pushed over, you do have something that actually hits the ground before you do. So that takes the brunt of the force, it would appear to be, and after that it's skidding along the road kind of thing.
The velomobile is also said to perform better than a regular bike, with an electric assist available for an added boost.
My commute's about the same length of time as it took driving because I don't deal with traffic. I use the bike lanes and zip by everybody, and I get home much more relaxed, and I'm not creating any pollution. So I think it's great, yeah.
It's also a ton of fun. In Maple Ridge, I'm Tracy Palazzari for The Express.
For more information on velomobiles, you can check out the local builder's website. Now, I haven't seen any velomobiles here on Commercial Drive, but I have seen plenty of cyclists, skateboarders, and baby strollers. Coming up, we get a lesson in transit etiquette.
I cannot believe that happened.
A phone conversation is private. A bus isn't.
Plus, we find out your thoughts on the future of cars.
The downtown core is going to continue to develop, so fewer people will need cars.
With gas prices at an all-time high, people are looking for new ways to go further for cheaper. And a group of UBC students is leading the way. They've designed a vehicle with fuel efficiency that will amaze you. Here's Peter Kim with the details.
It's about 3 meters long, 2 feet off the ground, and reaches a top speed of around 80 kilometers per hour. This gas-powered vehicle can go coast to coast, from Vancouver to Halifax, on a single gallon of fuel. A team of mechanical engineering students from UBC spent 10 months designing it and calibrating the various components that give this vehicle its superior fuel efficiency.
Most of it comes from our steering alignment and just getting precise geometries correct. Our engine is a big part of it as well.
The engine is a modified lawnmower engine, around 48 cc's, which refers to how much fuel it can displace.
This holds approximately 250 milliliters. I'm not sure you'll see it, but we barely use any of it. So it just runs on any type of gas, like just the standard gas you put in your car.
The sleek, purposeful design of the car also plays a key role in its fuel efficiency.
First of all, you want to minimize the frontal area of the vehicle. And secondly, it comes from the idea of a teardrop. Like aerodynamically speaking, teardrop is a really, really good shape in terms of minimizing the resistance of wind.
During the Shell Eco Marathon, actually the body flew off, and then we got 1,000 miles per gallon less than what we would have gotten with it on. So it made a huge difference.
That was at their most recent international competition. They placed 4th, but were the highest-ranking Canadian team and second highest university. For 4 straight years, between 2003 and 2006, they finished 1st in the Society of Automotive Engineers Super Mileage Challenge.
We're hoping with this project and all the Shell Eco Marathon and SC competition that just the public gets a little more aware of the situation so they could make better decisions in the future.
These students have adopted a common philosophy that promoting awareness and educating the public on energy conservation is key to a sustainable future. And as for their future, all 3 are hoping to continue their work in the automotive industry, trying to find viable solutions to our energy needs. In Vancouver, I'm Peter Kim for The Express.
Now, even with today's high gas prices, it only costs $5 to fill up the UBC vehicle. And there is not a car in sight here on Commercial Drive at Car Free Day, where the motto is, less cars means more community. After the break, we'll talk to Car Free Day organizer Carmen Mills about her vision of a car-free Vancouver.
The time is so now for this, and what we're working towards is a car-free city, car-free streets.
And we get charged up about going electric. Stay with us, we'll be back after the break.
Wardrobe for Johanna Ward provided by Plum. Complete your look at plum.ca or visit one of our locations in Greater Vancouver.
I had my first really bad crash, but luckily none of the people I skidded into were badly hurt. I broke my collarbone and some ribs. That was really bad. It's paid off though, no question. I've gone from 19th in BC to 7th as of last weekend. As long as I keep the rubber side down, there's no reason why I couldn't make the nationals.
Welcome back to The Express. I'm Bianca Salterbeck, filling in for Johanna Ward. And on today's show, we are on Commercial Drive, one of 4 car-free festivals happening in Vancouver. Now up next, we're going to talk more about alternative transportation. Recently, Johanna Ward met some enthusiastic motorists at the Vancouver Electric Vehicle Association, and she has our look at the electric car.
Electric kicks gas.
We have some antique original electric cars, we have some hybrid cars, we have conversions electrics, and then we have some commercially made electric cars. Electric cars are cheaper to run in BC, 10 times cheaper than the equivalent gasoline car.
This is the EXV2 from E-Ride, and it's battery electric. Goes about 50 kilometers an hour, and it's about 1 cent a kilometer to run.
With skyrocketing gas prices, electric is obviously a cost saver. So that's a plus we're all well aware of. The question is, are there any drawbacks?
Drawback is you can't buy one.
There are limited speed electric vehicles, at least for a limited time, and Chevy plans to have the Volt in the showroom by 2010. In the meantime, a popular option is the conversion.
I removed the engine completely. There's no gasoline powered at all. Filled the engine bay with batteries. It's an AC drive motor. I get about 60 kilometers of range, which is more than enough for my commute.
a one-of-a-kind that can reach speeds of 120 kilometers and handles a daily 40-kilometer trek from South Langley to Burnaby.
Most people look at me funny because it sounds different. It's not immediately obvious that, other than the fact that there's no tailpipe, that it's electric.
No fueling up for Robin Lindstrom. When he arrives at his destination, he just parks and plugs in.
It's a standard 110 volt. It can do 240, the charge is capable of that, but it doesn't charge any faster, so I don't bother. So any 110 volt outlet that can handle 12 amps, which is pretty much all of them.
Plug-ins are great for consumers. I mean, 1/10 the cost. You've got a car that never needs maintenance. It is reliable and is quiet, and you can drive guilt-free.
The good news is the motor has exactly 3 moving parts in it, so we'll last basically forever. Best part is riding it when I'm done. Converting was fun, but it's much, much more fun to be on the road.
Feeling charged. I'm Johanna Ward in Burnaby for The Express.
It took Robin about a year to convert his motorcycle, and 6 months of that was spent waiting for parts. Now, if you want some more information on conversions or the electric car movement, check out the website at the bottom of your screen. And for more information on alternative transportation, keep watching. We're at Car Free Day on Commercial Drive. Carmen, why bring Car Free Day to Vancouver?
Well, there's car free days all over the world, and even in Canada now. Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, they all have car free days, and car free districts, and whole car free downtowns. And what's with this place? It's our turn, it's our time. And we like to say what this day is all about is visualizing the future of this city, because it's coming.
For someone who's never been here, what kind of events are going on?
There's stages, there's a dance party going on over there, there's a spoken word stage, there's crazy art, there's a lucha libre Mexican wrestling over there, jump roping, there's all kinds of spontaneous stuff going on. And it's 100% volunteer. The people you see performing on these stages, some of them are the best performers, the best artists, the best DJs in the city, and they're all doing it 100% for free.
And what happens to Commercial Drive on Car Free Day?
Basically, all we do is shut down the drive and say, everyone come out and party. Come out and enjoy the street. It's your street. And they do.
And why decide to expand the festival this year?
One of the reasons why we decided to expand it was because it was getting too crowded on Commercial Drive. So we said, well, let's spread it out so that the crowds are all over the city. I actually just arrived here on the drive because I was out in the West End, which is going off as well, and I hear Main Street is going off too. And the time is so now for this, and what we're working towards is a car-free city, car-free streets.
Expect next year?
Next year, there will be a car-free district that is permanently car-free, or at the very least, we're going to see some streets shut down weekly to cars, like they're doing in so many other cities in Canada now. And ultimately, it's going to be a car-free downtown or a car-free city, because that's just the way it's going.
Friendship. Friendship.
Free Day is happening once again next year on Father's Day, and you can check out their website for more information. Okay, so now we've covered bikes, electric cars, fuel-efficient cars, but there's something missing. It's transit. Here's Aaron Shaw now with a lesson in transit etiquette.
Are you kidding me? Dude, that's awesome. Oh my god. I cannot believe that happened. Wow. Yeah, I'm just sitting on the bus right now.
Proper transit etiquette isn't exactly taught in schools, and some people could use a refresher on their bus manners. To make sure you're not one of those annoying types, Drew Snyder from TransLink has some tips to make your trip and everyone else's a little nicer. First, turn down the volume.
Obviously, things have changed a lot in the many years that we've been riding buses, and now a lot of the time people have personal devices that can be irritating to others.
One of them, of course, is personal audio devices, iPods. I was going to say Walkman, but that dates me. But you know, things where you stick them in your ear, so to speak. And believe it or not, if you crank it up too loud, you're actually in violation of a regulation. It could be grounds for someone to put you off the bus.
And you may have heard about a little thing called a cell phone.
That microphone on a cell phone is just a little bit away from your lips. You don't need to talk that loud on it. And the other thing to remember is, I mean, for one thing, why not wait until you're off the bus to make the call? But the other thing is, a phone conversation is private. A bus isn't.
SkyTrain is another place where offenders lurk. All the doors on the SkyTrain are both in and out, and this can lead to some confusion.
One of the things, especially in a place like here at Broadway, where you've got a lot of people on the platform, is that you'll find quite often that people will try to barge onto the train before other people have gotten up. When you're waiting for a SkyTrain, please wait until people get off the train before you get on.
And considering that trains run every 2 to 3 minutes, what's the rush?
With SkyTrain coming as frequently as it does, you're not late for one train, you're just early for the next.
Space on transit is limited, especially during rush hour, so remember not to take up more than your fair share and don't block the exits.
Move right to the back. The back is not the back door. The back is all the way to the back of the bus because more people need to get on.
And those backpacks are bigger than you think. The best place for them is on the floor.
Backpacks especially can be a bit of a problem. If you're wearing the backpack on there, sometimes these things are so comfortable, sometimes you forget that you've actually got a backpack on, but people behind you don't forget that because you turn around, you bang them, you know, it's like something out of the Laurel and Hardy movie.
Remember that not all transit is stressful. The C-Bus is a great place to unwind and just space out.
It is a relaxing way to do it.
Yeah.
You're not in traffic, you're not fighting the freeway over Lionsgate Bridge or the Ironworkers Memorial, and you've got a really nice view. It's kind of hard to zone out with this too, though, because you get such great views, you know, across the harbor.
It is absolutely fabulous. A friend of a colleague back in the U.S. said one of the things you have to do when you go to Vancouver is get on a C-Bus.
Happy travels all over Vancouver. I'm Aaron Shaw for The Express.
Now you can probably take the SkyTrain to any of the upcoming local events on today's Big Summer Spotlight. Greek Day on Broadway features the fine food and culture of this fabulous country. Check it out on West Broadway between McDonald and Blenheim. Lonsdale Key Market's annual Summer Festival has something for everyone. Enjoy Salsa Fridays, karaoke Saturdays, and fun activities for the kids. Wear your pajamas and bring your favorite stuffed animal to pajama time at the Clearbrook Library. This popular event gets underway at 7 p.m. just before bedtime. Up next, we're joining Zach Radcliffe on the streets of Vancouver to find out what role you think cars will play in the future.
Chad, what role do you think cars will have in the city of Vancouver in 10 years?
I think it'll be a slim to none role, actually. I think a lot of people are going to start using, because of gas prices, I think they're going to start using walking, bicycles, or some different alternative sorts of transportation.
I'm not sure if there'll be, with the gas prices rising, less vehicles on the road maybe, more people using transit.
To be honest with you, it looks like they'll just be more of a weekend transportation because, I mean, you can take public transportation everywhere right now. So, I mean, guys will just keep them for the weekends.
I think we're getting out of space, you know, like we have no more, like, you know, I mean, it's nice to walk, and, you know, around the city is a beautiful city to walk around to it.
I guess if cars do play a role, I would hope that they would be more electric cars or hydrogen fuel cars, something that gets us away from oil.
The cost of gas will cause us to go to other alternatives. You probably see more bikers, more walkers. The downtown core is going to continue to develop, so fewer people will need cars. I think that it'll either stabilize or even decline.
10 years I'll be in an old age home, I really don't care. But for you guys, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, I must admit I've learned a lot about alternative transportation today. I already have a bus pass, but I'm thinking a velomobile would be pretty cool, or maybe an electric bike. Well, if you have any questions about today's show, you can email us at theexpress@shaw.ca. Johanna Ward will be back tomorrow. She's hosting from the Big Bike Ride in Burnaby. I'm Bianca Salterbeck, and from all of us here at The Express, thanks so much for watching.